Hey guys, you caught me out here in my garden again. This wonderful plant that I'm picking is mullein. I don't know, I think I mentioned mullein before, but you see all these yellow flowers that I'm picking off? Well, they are excellent medicine, and I think everyone should know a little bit about it. Mullein grows in a rosette style. The leaves grow around the plant, makes it look almost like a flower, a rose petals. The leaves are slightly pointy and very soft, kind of fuzzy, soft like. I've been told that you can use it for toilet paper, but I wouldn't recommend it. I think these little fuzzies might come off and feel uncomfortable after a while in your britches. But I do want to tell you about this plant. It is great for asthma, bronchitis, also for earaches, colds, coughs. I have used mullein all my life. My grandmother was a big herb person, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. You can take these flowers, put them in, and this is what they look like. You tip them off, pluck them out of here. You take them and put them in an amber bottle. Get as many flowers as you can find. Put you some 100 proof vodka on top of it. Set them up in your cabinet in the kitchen. Shake it every so often in a dark place. 6 or 8 weeks, you've got an excellent cough medicine. Also, if you take these flowers and put them in a little container, a little fruit jar or something, wrap the jar with aluminum foil. Works just as good as the amber. It keeps it real dark in there. Take your garlic bulb, crush one of them up, put it in there with some olive oil. You've got a fantastic medication for your ears. People don't know that. Now, you couldn't use it all the time. Any kind of oil is not good for your ears if you use it every day. So if you've got an earache that continues, you might ought to see a vet. I mean, excuse me, not a vet. I've got a million animals. You might ought to see a doctor about your ears. But just for the occasional earache, too much water in your ears, whatever, swimming, you know how kids get earaches all the time. It's excellent for that. Also, since we're talking about mullein, you might ought to learn a little bit about it. The reason I say that the flowers grow in a rosette style is because there is a plant called lamb's ear. And lamb's ear is fuzzy also. The leaves are rounder. And they grow opposite each other, directly opposite. So it doesn't have that rosette style. It has kind of a pineapple-y smell. And if you check out that, it's good for other things, but it's not mullein, and it's a fake plant. You know, Mother Nature, she had her, when God created everything and give us nature out here and the things to heal us naturally, he also had a sense of humor. That's what I call it. So, you know, you want to make sure you know what you're getting. Let me give you a better view of this plant up close. This is mullein. In case you didn't know, you see how the leaves grow in a rosette form around the plant? Lamb's wool also has a stem down here where these limbs look like they're just growing right out of this stem. They will have like a leaf, a tab that comes out before the leaves start. So that's another thing to remember. Now, this plant is in a raised garden bed, but it has been known to get approximately, I'd say 6 foot tall. This one is probably 4 foot already. Now, this is common mullein. There's 2 types of mullein that I know anything about, and the other type is a German mullein. Now, it will have this same flowering stalk, but there will be multiple stalks. So you may have 3 or 4 stalks coming out of the same plant. Where common mullein, which is what I have, just has one stalk. So mullein is an amazing plant, as I was telling you. I'm going to tell you a little something else about it. If you take that, it is a biannual plant. So biannual plants, it will bloom twice a year. And also, when this stalk dies back, if you were one of those outdoorsy people that likes to build fires and prove that you're real macho and you can do it, you can take this stalk and cut it off, scrape all these seed pods out, roll those seed pods out like this, crush them up, put them in a bag. Hey, it's against the law, but if you were desperate, right, you would need to know that you can sprinkle those seed pods that are crushed in water and the fish will roll up because it paralyzes them for a few minutes. It's like back in the old days when you heard your great-grandfather or grandfather would throw one of those old crank phones out there in the water and it would electrocute the fish and they'd roll up. Well, this basically does the exact same thing. This would take care of you. And this stalk here, you could also use it after you've taken all those leaves off and the seed pods off and stored them. You can use it for a fire stick. If you were one of those people that can start fires without matches. I prefer to carry me some matches with me. You know, but it's good to know if, you know, you were to ever get stranded or something drastic happen. It's a very good fact. When you store these things, what I always do for the earache medicine is I use olive oil, and I use extra virgin olive oil. The extra virgin olive oil is a thicker, better, just a better quality all around. I guess you could use mineral oil, although I never have, but I'm sure that it wouldn't hurt you to use mineral oil, and I've heard of other people using mineral oil. It's not as thick. It doesn't coat your eardrum and canal the way this does. And the main reason you want it to coat your eardrums and all is so that, well, that's what, it kind of deadens that pain in your ears. Also, you know, you can take it for, if you're having a really upset stomach that's rolling, you can actually use that tincture that you make with an eyedropper and put your couple of drops in your mouth and swallow it. It'll deaden your throat. You know, kind of like the Listerine spray or the chloroseptic spray, except you're using what God gave you to use. And it will stop you from having that constant cough that you can't get rid of. Yes, mullein is one of those plants that everyone needs to know something about. And it's also something that will spread quite a bit. So if you plant it in your garden, make sure that you have mullein in a raised bed or a huge pot or something, because when these seed pods fall, sometimes those seeds will come up and it will spread and spread and spread, and before you know it, you'll have a muddly garden that you can't do anything with. You're out there whacking it down and going, what did I get this stuff for? So it's always something that you can use. Now this mullein tincture that you use with an eyedropper, you use it, it can also settle your stomach, like I say. It's good for the asthma, the bronchitis, and I have asthma. And with lupus, it kind of settles things, because sometimes I will get constipated, and constipation's not something anybody wants to talk about, but you know, then you get the runs because your whole body is going, oh no, something's going on, we got to help her, you know. So your body starts, and then you get the diarrhea that's caused from the constipation. Well, this will settle your stomach when you get that diarrhea. So mullein is one of those all-around plants that everybody needs to know about. So that's my tip for today. Hey, and if you can't like yourself or love yourself, nobody else is going to. You guys be nice, be happy, be friendly to somebody. We'll talk to you later.